I, Lisa Crenshaw, and I'm here to interpret the baker and the butler's dream as told to Joseph in Genesis chapter 41, starting with verse 9. And the chief butler told his dream to Joseph and said to him, in my dream, behold, a vine was before me, and in the vine were three branches, and it was as though it budded, and her blossoms shot forth, and the clusters thereof brought forth ripe grapes. The three branches represents three trees, and the trees represents wood. The wood represents the cross, so what we have is three branches becomes three trees. They are one man on the cross. It is one crucifixion. It talks about the budded. It talks about it was as though they had budded. The word budded, we're going to keep the letter U, and we're going to keep the letter E and turn it backwards. It becomes the number 3, third letter of the alphabet. Same letter. They all mean one, so we just take the lowercase d, we turn it upside down, and backwards becomes the word cup. The word grapes means wine. So what we have is we have one crucifixion, we have a cup, and we have wine. Now, the baker says, when the chief baker saw that the interpretation was good, he said unto Joseph, I also was in my dream, and behold, I had 3 white baskets on my head, and in the uppermost basket there was of all manner of baked meats for Pharaoh, and the birds did eat them out of the basket upon my head. The eating of the meat out of the basket means the basket's empty. So what we have is we have 3 white baskets. The 3 white baskets represents 3 white discs, which would be the discs, the pieces of bread which is eaten during communion. So the 3 white baskets are 3 white discs. The 3 white discs represents 3 bodies, and because the 3 bodies are the same, they're all a body, it just becomes one body. So the 3 white baskets represents one body. And the 3 white baskets represents 3 white discs, which is the bread that is taken for communion. But it's one body, one crucifixion, a cup, and wine. So what we have is we have one crucifixion, one cup with wine, and one body, which is bread. We have one cup of wine, one piece of bread, one crucifixion, which is the Christ. So that is my interpretation of the butler and the baker's dream. Joseph interpreted it another way, but I interpreted it this way. So in Genesis 41, which Genesis is a part of the book of the Torah, in Judaism you find the crucifixion of Christ, you find communion. Actually, is what you're finding. You're finding communion. You're not finding the crucifixion. You're finding the representation of the crucifixion. You're finding the crucifixion, but you're finding the cup. You're finding the wine, and you're finding the bread. So the disc represents the bread, the grapes, the wine, the budded, the cup, the branches, the crucifixion itself. So we have one crucifixion, one cup with wine, one body, bread. We have Christ. We have communion here in Genesis 41. We have communion, and we have the mentioning of the crucifixion in Genesis 41. I'm totally blown away that Joseph didn't get this, but he interpreted it a totally different way, as he did Pharaoh's dream.